Hi, everyone. My name's Holly Allen. I work as a career advisor for the Career Development Center at MTSU. And this video, I'm going to share with you how to write a cover letter. Now, not all jobs are going to require a cover letter when you apply to them, but many do. So knowing how to write one really well is extremely important. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, here we are. Cover letters. So let's talk about your goal. What is your goal when you write a cover letter or a resume for that matter? What do you hope to get out of it? If you said get an interview, that is correct. So we're thinking about the next step. So a resume or cover letter isn't going to get you a job. It's going to get you to the next step, which is an interview. Here's our agenda for today. I'm going to talk to you about the purpose of a cover letter, proper format, what goes in it, content. I'll show you an example, and then we'll close out with some tips. So let's get into purpose. What purpose does a cover letter serve? So this is different than your goal. This is from an employer's perspective. What is the purpose? Why do you write one? And really, it is to explain why you are great for this particular job, which is why you have to write a new one for every job you apply to, which I know sounds very daunting, but the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. And then, if there's a philosophy about cover letter writing, to me, it is stories make us human. So, your cover letter is an opportunity to tell your story, to go into more depth about your experience. Your resume is a list of accomplishments, tasks performed, but the cover letter gives you an opportunity to really tell your story and delve into what makes you great for this job. And then think about an intention. When you sit down to write your cover letter, go back to that goal. What is your intention? And it should be something along the lines of get the hiring manager to contact me. Okay, let's take a look at format. So typically, you want it to be one page only. Pick a font size that's easy to read. You want letterhead that matches your resume. So, and that just up levels the professionalism of your materials, and then it becomes clear that these two documents go together. You want to put the date, the employer name and address, a salutation, 3 to 4 paragraphs, okay, and then your signature at the bottom. We recommend that you save a copy of your cover letter and your resume as PDFs and then send those PDFs when you submit, because PDF is pretty universal and anybody can open it and the format isn't going to change. And then you keep your Word document or whatever you're using in order to edit for the next one. Okay, so let's get into the actual content of your cover letter. So paragraph 1 is usually a pretty brief paragraph where you are going to state logistical information. You're also going to set the tone and show your enthusiasm for the position. So you want to say what you're applying for, how you heard about it. This is where to name drop if you have a referral. And then you want to add what I call a 1-sentence pitch that will take you into the rest of the cover letter that you're going to write. So let's talk a little bit more about this 1-sentence pitch. So your 1-sentence pitch is the last sentence of the first paragraph, and this is going to give a clue of your qualifications to the hiring manager that's reading your cover letter, and is going to hopefully make them want to continue reading. So you can see this very simple sort of fill-in example here. I'm excited to apply for the position of whatever it is that I found on company name, job, website. Here is the 1-sentence pitch. My experience with blank and blank and my background with blank make me an excellent candidate for this position. Okay, so that's going to pique their interest and hopefully have them continue reading your letter. Here is an actual example. It is with great enthusiasm. Okay, there's your setting your tone there, that I submit my application for the publicity assistant position with ABC Company. I heard about this opportunity from Sandra Marquez, who works in your marketing department. So there's your referral. And then here's your 1-sentence pitch. As a recent graduate with a degree in public relations, along with my professional experience working for an advertising agency, I'm confident that my skills will be an asset to your team. Let's continue. Let's go back to our content. So we've got paragraph 1, and then paragraph 2 and 3 is where is the bulk of your cover letter. This is where you're going to talk about why this company, why this position, and what makes you a great match for it. So you want to elaborate on your background and experience here. Use the job description as a guide. So really look at those qualifications that they're looking for, and then try to address how you have those qualifications. And then you want to add what I call a story of value. So let's talk about that a little bit more. Story of value. A brief 2 to 4 sentence story of how you added value in a past experience. And we're not just talking about formal work experience here. This could be volunteer, academic, extracurricular. Here is your opportunity to be really specific. So instead of just saying, I have great leadership skills, you're actually telling us a story about how you utilized your leadership skills in a particular circumstance. So it's showing rather than telling. Be quantitative if possible. Not all of your stories of value are going to be quantitative, but if they are, go ahead and use those numbers. Numbers are easy to remember and they're often impressive. And then be concise. So here is an opportunity to show off your writing skills as well, and that you can tell your story of value in 2 to 4 sentences that is easy to digest. Always related to the job description. So you don't want to tell a story of value about some skill that they're not even looking for. So you want to use that job description to identify an important quality that they want, and then allow the job description to inspire your own stories of value that match with that quality that they're looking for. Okay, so look at verbs, duties, qualifications, even values of the company can be helpful. Okay, so here is an actual job description from A&E Biography channel. I'm not going to read you the whole thing, but I do want to highlight certain words that have come up more than once in the job description. Research, brainstorming, social media, and then there's a lot about writing, script ideas. Writing comes up twice, storytelling ideas. So I'm going to allow those things to inspire a possible story of value that I have from my own experience, and then use that in the cover letter. So for example, let's talk about social media experience. So here's a sample 2-sentence story of value. As the social media coordinator for Tiny Doors Theater in Nashville, I grew their Twitter following by 3,000 in 3 months using techniques I've learned through my own research and initiative. I would be excited to bring this knowledge to the biography team to help increase your digital audience. Okay, so I stated what I did, how I added value in a quantitative way, and then that last sentence is bringing it back to the job description. So just like I did this awesome work for this company, I can also do this awesome work for your company. Let's say the job description asks for strong research experience, just like we saw. So this is a little longer. I'm not going to read you the whole thing. You can screenshot it or you can pause here if you want to read it. But same thing. I talk about what I did, and then this isn't quantitative, but the value that was added is the research garnered media attention from 2 large publications. And what that did was put our film on the map of the festival circuit. And then again, that last sentence ties it back to the job description. I would be excited to use my research prowess to support biography and producing your creative projects. Cool. So think about creating a repertoire of stories of value that you can draw from and pull from. And the more you think of, again, this is going to make your cover letter writing easier, because then now you have a repertoire of stories that you can pull from. Okay, so let's go back to content. So we've got paragraph 1, the bulk, paragraph 2 and 3, and then that final paragraph is also going to be a pretty brief paragraph where you reiterate your interest, thank the company, and leave a call to action. So here's an example. Obviously, I'm not going to read you the whole letter. So you can find this cover letter in our cover letter guide. It's the last page of the cover letter guide. Here's the URL. Screenshot this, pause here if you want to write it down, or just go to mtsu.edu/career and you'll be able to find it on there. Okay, let's close out with some cover letter tips. Be specific and concise. Be yourself. Remember, this is your opportunity to tell your story. You want to be professional, but not stiff. Don't just reiterate your resume. Remember, you're expanding upon certain aspects of your resume that match with the job description. Vary your sentence structure. So don't start every sentence with I am, I have. Know that you're going to have to do multiple drafts and have somebody read over it. You can always utilize us at the Career Center and we can give you feedback on your cover letter. And then I recommend that you walk away from your cover letter either overnight or a few hours and then come back to it and ask yourself the question, does this letter fulfill my intention? And remember, that intention or that goal was to get the hiring manager to call me in for an interview. All right, if you have other questions or you want access to more resources, you want to book a career advising appointment, please contact us at mtsu.edu/career. Thanks so much for watching this video and let us know if you have any questions.